stacking up here. They did change tack, and they will change their tune. So, I'm going to be stacking up here.
Just thinking back to what we saw in that first game as well, ASDF had some fantastic lurk plays on the offense. On the defense, though, I did give him a bit of criticism for some of the tight angles he was holding outside the pistols. Now, if he was doing that now, which he kind of is, that's probably fine, but probably playing a little bit too risky otherwise. Pistol, though, 3 stack for Autocracy on towards B. This is not normal for defenses on Vine. It's typically a 3A, 2B, but will this pay off? Because CORENINE are hard stacking this themselves.
Wow, okay, fair enough. They've gone 5 out towards long, 1 found for ASDF. They don't check the angle until very late, but they trade it 2 for 2. It was a shooting gallery there, and somehow they managed to make their way through the hail of bullets. Umbrellas abound for the entire squad.
I don't want to tell players who are better than me how to shoot, but honestly, ASDF, I felt like he could have just fired some faster shots there. He was trying to line up every single individual headshot. That took way too long. I think if he got 2 kills there, that would be much better for his team. Obviously, it would be a 2 versus 3 instead of a 2 versus 4, and CORENINE have great sight control. Double entry from Autocracy, and they need to get something here. Fosu instantly down, Annex to follow, and CORENINE start off with a bang.
Fair enough. That was absolutely deserved after the little fluffing coming out towards B long. 3 players faced all at the same time, and only 1 player died. That's really not good enough, quite frankly. They need to pick up their feet there. Autocracy, I know you figured it out the first time around, but you need to figure it out a second time.
Oh my god, they're doing it again. They did this versus Sting where they didn't buy anything for the second round. They weren't really walking the second round with an anti-eco at all. It's an eco versus eco, which is why it's such a risk to me. You would never see this in CSGO. I'm almost sure of it. You can tell me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure every team in CSGO would at least buy some MAC-10s, and with CORENINE, they're just going for the pistols.
Seems so. A couple of them will have bought that light armor as well, bought it back up, but they're completely stacked on the defense for Autocracy over towards the B site, so it might just work out. They might instead turn around and become the defensive team in this instance once they decide they want to push on.
This is hilarious.
Fault line.
This is really funny because Autocracy have, again, they've gambled on the gamble. They have not even gone for a typical hold. CORENINE are boxing with shadows at this point because nobody's home. They don't even realize Autocracy, like, hang on a second, there's a plant going on. Well, I guess that's true. Everybody pushing in showers right now. CORENINE know exactly where this retake is coming from.
Yeah, and it looks like they are just going to stick together, try and just become the firing squad, move as a unit, move together. There's a wall in their way. That's going to allow them out onto site. The camera going to spot it out over the top of the wall, but no one really giving the game away on that one. A nice satchel in, 1 spray down, but it is traded. Unlucky is low, and they get that one too. They're going to try and find anything, but 2 of them get killed as well. Annex finds a 3rd, and they're trying to go in for the retake, go in strong as well. Autocracy now left with 1 player standing.
Oh, the ace.
And he's going to land the headshot. It's a 4K, but I don't think he has the time, AVRL. It's beautifully done. Dismantled that push, but there is no more to be done, unfortunately. Autocracy with a really nice attempt at a retake.
Oh, they cannot get away with this more. So, CORENINE, how many times do we have to watch this? Twice is the answer to that question. But come on, dude. They won the anti-eco without actually playing an anti-eco. They actually just won a second pistol round in a row. And it's a hard one because I think relying on Annex to get the ace there is not ideal. I'm a little surprised no one else was able to swing through and maybe pick up a couple of kills as well, but going to this gun round now, 2 players of operators, Rolex and Annex, are both looking towards it.
I'm going to cam it out first. Really very worried about what's going on this peak. Checking it every single second. A little W, a little X, a little W. Oh, sorry, not X necessarily. It would be whatever they have it bound to. It looks like E at the moment on the observer.
So
I'm just gonna cam in with the scope this time.
By the way, how much? I don't think that would have worked. And I'm still on last round, and my mind's just still there. CORENINE, the fact that they had no one home at A, that could have been so different if Autocracy actually played a more standard defense. And I guess this is standard for them. Still not standard by Western standards. I can't believe I used that word again. Yeah.
I felt you searching for another thing, but I was like, fair enough, you know. You gone for it? Showstopper is there. ASDF is going to have his curtain full, and they are going to drape themselves out of the window as well. Just get a really fast push. CORENINE, coming off the back of a win in the lower bracket, seem to have figured it all out. And over on Bind, they'll have a lot more success than they did on Haven.
And I think AUTOCRACY saved now. The two guys over towards A are like, well, it's just not doable at all. I can't really believe that AUTOCRACY, if you're going to 3-stack over to B and not get a single trade, that's the only word I can use is unacceptable here. CORENINE still with 5 alive. If it was maybe even a 1-for-1 trade, a 2v2 here, AUTOCRACY go for the retake. 2v3, I think they go for the retake. 2v4, they don't.
Yeah, probably. The question I have is, where are the Cypher traps? Where are they being placed? Because it feels like they're not having an impact.
They have a Cypher.
Into the rounds.
You could have fooled me. I didn't know they had a Cypher. I feel like it.
Pretty sure they do. You've made me doubt now.
That's the thing. It doesn't feel like they have a Cypher.
Where are Law's traps? Where are they? Because I haven't seen them be activated. I haven't seen the cages be super impactful so far. So, what is going on there?
They've lost in situations that I don't think, you know, you really can reasonably lose in. Which is to say, second round, CORENINE decide to pistol. That's not an anti-eco. AUTOCRACY still lose because they hard gamble B, and then CORENINE just push A. That third round, they 3-stack A, it's guns abound for everybody, and they don't get a single trade. Not one. They didn't even drop it down to 4 members. Unacceptable. AUTOCRACY at this stage of the game have fallen so far off the tree right now. Let's see what ASDF can do. He needs to get a lot done here with the Phantom.
He's holding close. He will spot that out.
Oh no, what are you doing?
It's not a flashpoint. That's the aftershock. ASDF. Learn your visuals. Oh dear, that's disastrous. There's a breach still in the tunnel though, and he might be able to do something if they don't spot him out. He's going to push out the flashpoint. I give up.
ASDF JKL : is about what I'm typing in the chat right now if I'm in his position. Like, unbelievable. What are you doing, dude? He's literally turned around at the time when he could have gotten a triple. I think that's a triple kill lineup straight in front of his eyes. Well, technically not in front of his eyes, to the right side of his eyes where he wasn't looking. And now AUTOCRACY back out again. They didn't want to play. They are a team that are very disciplined. I respect this. Respect the hell out of it, John. I'll tell you what. They don't want to give away guns, but 2 in a row where CORENINE stacked towards B, not a single trade, not one. Not even a lick of damage. Look at this. CORENINE, full HP. No one even took damage. This is a hard to watch game.
I think that ASDF really was the sort of the opener there. Like he mistook the visuals. He turned away from the aftershock, but then once he realized it wasn't a flashpoint, he turned back and thought it was a different flashpoint. And you're just like, what is going on in your mind? Like, he turned away twice, right? Like he thought that it was the same ability was a flashpoint twice. He should have got 1 kill there at minimum, probably 2, depending on how they line up.
I saw the triple.
But then
I literally saw the triple.
But then if you're going to paint a breach-shaped silhouette on the wall...
Do you know what's worse?
Yeah.
What's worse is CORENINE didn't even check the angle quickly. It took a while for CORENINE to get that kill, so... From both teams, I'm disappointed. This is all I have to say on that, but... Look, I don't want to give it too much flack here. I've got some more ammo in the pocket, but we'll save that for the later rounds. Maybe the second half of Bind, AUTOCRACY. Need to bring one back somewhere. They're now going to play the actual standard I expected, 2B, 3 over towards A. Typically, Razors play more A than B, just because you can throw paint shells and all that through the teleporter itself. But over here, Rolex gets Fosu, and instantly AUTOCRACY need to apply a little bit more pressure. No return.
And it's just not getting the trades. They're not finding the openings. Godlike really having a bad game right now on this breach. It's not going their way. Maybe just super unpracticed on Bind. It's a little bit out of their comfort zone. We'll have to wait and see. ASDF. Okay, he's going to hold face for the first time. And Anax.
Collateral.
We've seen him pop off before. He's able to get the wall bang there as well. Nicely done to bring them even, but they are going to go for the res and play 3 versus 3 again.
I didn't want to be mean, John, but I was saying at that stage, look, it's 3v5 for AUTOCRACY again. I think they just save. Just run back to spawn and Shane and save. But no, they're going to play it. Of course they will, because the spike rather, wasn't planted just yet, and Anax is trying to take control of this game wrestle it away from CORENINE. Currently, 2 members over towards the connector. 14 seconds. CORENINE, please, for the love of God, just plant.
Oh no. Rolex able to land another op shot. They do get the spike down. The slow is there for the Witcher. They go for the res, so both reses used on this round. Pretty heavy here. And Rolex managed to push out. Gets the cam out, playing it safe. We'll know exactly where this Sage is coming from. Law checks the angle on A short in the meantime, and now it's 2 versus 2. They're worried about Pocket. They're not worried about Lamps, and perhaps they should be, because Unlucky is waiting in the wings. Now they know exactly where this Sage is playing. He's trapped up the site, and there's no way through for this Sage. She has to take control of Lamps, and exactly what she'll do. Triple kill found. Gonna wall it off. Might even be able to go for the defuse here. I don't think he has time. Needs to get the knife out. Needs to get the pistol. Halfway done. Peeks out wide. Isn't gonna be able to get it done. 10 HP, but it's 9 more than Rolex needs for the 4K. They close it down, but that's the closest Autocracy have come off the back of a beautiful round from Anax.
It was both of the operator players now, wasn't Anax versus Rolex. And they didn't even get into the 1v1 right until the end of that round. Anax was good for so many kills, 3 in fact. 2 coming through from the collateral kill on the operator, and then Rolex himself getting 4 kills. The last one was the confirmation onto Anax himself, just the time wasn't enough. A little bit more there, and I think Anax could even potentially get that defuse if he sticks it through. If Rolex is just a little bit too far away, but 5 in a row now for CORENINE and Autocracy. This is not the same team that we saw in that first round.
Spike drop towards A, slow, steady. It feels like CORENINE have practiced bind more than anybody else. Well, I say anybody else, I mean Autocracy specifically. It feels like they just know the map better, they know the rotations and the angles, and they're playing it so much smarter. I'm really happy with how they've been able to manipulate this defense.
Well, this would be such a story for them if they can make their way through the lower bracket and even beating the team that knocked them into the lower bracket in the first place to make it over to playoffs. But that's still quite a few rounds away, I say, for CORENINE. Can't celebrate too early. It's just been 5. Look, 5 is great. But we've seen this go to 6 and 6.5. 2 games in a row now. As Execute does come on through. Where's it going to go? That wall is just going to be safe enough for the safe punch to still come through. Aftershock is just going to prevent it slightly. Oh my god, look at this. The util is perfect.
It's the standard take. You get those brim smokes down to guard from the heaven peak, and you get the wall down to stop from the close pushes. But they figured it out. The Autocracy squad have the counter. However, that's just going to slow it down. It's not going to stop it entirely. The wall stays around, and they've already given over the pressure. Fosu playing up close in Barts is going to go for the trade, but Ali has the pressure of the paint shell at his back. They're going to be able to make it work. Finds a second. That's beautifully done. And Anax can't quite land the operator shots this time. Oh, I thought that was the kill on towards the Pocket, but no. There's just a firing squad on the swing out of Lamps, and they shut it down. A flawless round in response to going very, very close last time.
I'll be honest, Autocracy looked like they were going to have a decent retake there. Say quote-unquote retake. Technically, the spike wasn't planted. And that's the core issue here, is the spike wasn't planted because they had delayed it with a util, but they were not trying to retake ground. How are you not trying to retake U-hauls at this point? How are you not trying to push back into these attackers, take away ground, util in a way where you get to actually prevent the plant further, not just delay the plant, actually prevent it. Take down the wall, shoot through the wall, do a little bit more damage, have a bit more presence. Autocracy sat by, waited for the util to expire, and then the rest was just standard play coming through from CORENINE, who now lead by 6 full rounds. Showstopper went nowhere, and now CORENINE stacking towards B.
On bind as well, 6-0. An ostensibly defense-sided map. Normally you're looking at advantage scoreline, and to not have picked up a round yet and be on an eco as well, you're allowing the advantage to go over at least 7 rounds on the trot as well. It's going to be almost impossible to dethrone this economy as well.
Well, it's not looking favorable, is it? Autocracy, pistols, eco, 7 like I said. Rolex just to get to pick up. Godlike didn't even get to shoot a bullet. He didn't even know what hit him at that stage in the game. And now the potential for the flank to come through. ASTF just walks up. He wasn't patient. He thought there was no one there. Of course there was going to be someone there. You just lost a player over towards A cubby. Why wouldn't there be players there? Autocracy now have barely members to work with. They're not saving today, though. They have to make the play.
That's the headshot with the ghost, but it's not enough damage. 15 HP left, and it's plenty to deal with. Rolex gets 1, and they, in the Lamps, Actually had the operator, but instead had the sheriff out. It's traded, but Rolex finds a retake. They clean up the eco. 7 rounds now on the board, on the trot. And there's no sign of slowing as they survive with 4.
Maybe CORENINE just sucked on Haven. I think you're right. Now, the theory that Bind is just their map starts to ring more and more true the more we watch this go by, and the same could be true for AUTOCRACY and the opposite side, because perhaps they just suck at Bind. They feel like, you know, we noted very early on, Lord didn't feel like he was doing much with the utils. They were making some questionable choices. They were not punishing CORENINE in places where we thought they would be able to. Now, 7 rounds. Can they make it 8 in a row? AUTOCRACY have the guns. There's no excuse, at least in economy now.
Fosu smoking deep towards Baths, and actually that's going to slow down CORENINE a little bit. But there's one thing we know, so they have not been very successful on getting those trades. They shut that down. And no more info gathered, but they know there's someone still there. And they're stacked up, but the spike nowhere near, and they still have their options very much open.
It's a good defense effort coming through from AUTOCRACY to really notice that there's been a decent amount of pressure being put towards them over into showers. By the way, Fosu's kind of stuck here. He's got no more smoke, so he can't safely cross back. Fosu just has to commit. He does, and he'll get taken down. Garlic went for the trade, and he doesn't get anything. That is a disastrous defense from AUTOCRACY in showers.
I thought they were going to use the Brim ult, but they didn't even need that. They just need 1 paint shell, and that's all it's going to take. And Axe gets smoked off as well and has to reposition. 43 seconds left. They're going to get the wall up. They're going to get the spike down. And there's no retakes really coming through. The paint shell a little bit late, but there's the Phantom to be able to get 1 over onto the Witcher. The retakes can start to open up. They have got control of most of the site. Doom Robot allowing them straight into lamps as well. He's not going to spot him just yet.
Oh,
that is
Rolex
so
is
unfortunate.
nasty. He has been such a fragger
unfortunate.
so far today, man. Look at this. Huge kills coming through from the operator, and CORENINE even have an orbital strike. Shannon way out of the picture here. He'll be the last guy, even if everyone dies except for Shannon. He prevents the defuse anyway, but there's no way. AUTOCRACY save the guns. They don't want any part of this, and CORENINE will put up 8.
She's going to sit on the spike as well. That was so unfortunate. The Doombot did not see did not see Rolex on the rollout. He was tucked just in the corner, and right at the end of its lifespan, it spotted him out. But by that time, ASDF had already tried to swing out wide, and he paid the price, the iron price there. And he went down. 8 rounds now. CORENINE looking to whack up the 9th, and it's really not going well. Let's take a look at where these traps are actually going. Okay, these traps across site. These are very passive traps. It's not going to slow anyone down on the first push. By that point, they've already lost all their players.
These are kind of like retake-ish kind of traps. Really, what I'm expecting here is if there's a big push onto B, Law stays alive. He plays for life. I respect that. I wanna see defensive players really play for their lives instead of defensive players taking aggressive angles. I'm really biased towards that type of play. So Law will be able to do that if a push comes his way, but right now, it's unclear because technically Spike is rolling towards A. It's a bit of a play over onto B, but they're very cautious about this CORENINE. They're not really even moving until they're a little bit more confident about it.
Rolex chucking the angles, they're playing slow, the paint shell is there, just clearing out close. Cypher, enemy in Cubby, ASDF. Playing passive now in elbow, not up close. So he's not going to be faked out by the aftershock this time. Lucky for him. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, the cyber cages can't really have an impact either. ASDF does get 1. There's the showstopper, and he's going to jump straight around the corner, all the way in, and looking deep as well. Gets the kill. Zones him away beautifully. Knows he has the timing on it, and will be able to find 1. But the spike actually moving over to A. It's the old switcheroo here coming out from CORENINE. As Ali does fall, they are able to get the refrag. But back they go. Swings and roundabouts. They have to retake.
I think they could have planted anywhere. B was also available to plant, but hell, A has been successful so far. I don't think, well, actually CORENINE have not lost anywhere. So I was about to say they've not lost a single push into A. Well, they've not lost for 8 rounds in a row. Soon to be 9, I suppose. AUTOCRACY do have a Rolling Thunder for the retake. I would suspect that they would have to use this here. They need to use everything that they have disposable right now to do anything.
I mean, they used the orbital strike already. Unlucky. Trying to hold it up. In it comes towards the short, and they will find 1, but they trade it back for 2. Unlucky holds out for now, and he will hear the steps of the enemy breach. Swings out wide, but the trade is in. CORENINE stay in the round with one player left standing, but they have so much money, it's not going to matter one shot.
Yep, multiple players on max here. Rolex, by the way, even died to a spike explosion a couple rounds back. Doesn't care. Operator instantly back into his hands. And he's been absolutely sick so far on this opening half, and I suspect for the entire map as well. He missed that one shot that got him killed, but other than that, pretty flawless gameplay. Autocracy, it's hard to say right now. They're even onto a force buy. Their money situation's awful. They'll be into an eco now if they lose, so a lot rides onto this. Anax has been the one big player for them so far. He's got 7 kills, and that's honestly not a lot. He's not even average 1 kill per round, and he's the top fragger on his team.
Just dominance right now from Core9. They've got their number, and quite frankly, it's not even now down to tactics. It's just down to morale. They need to reset that mental game, and they need to come back strong, because it's just not going to work out for you, even if you have the right idea. If you don't have confidence in your teammates, if you don't have confidence in going for those peaks,
oh, come on,
to win it out.
Rolex again.
Exactly that.
He's a superior sniper in this game so far. Anax shoots him between the legs. It's literally a leg shot. Rolex was down to 21. You gotta raise your crosshair. How can you afford to do that, Anax? I'm baffled. Autocracy. This has been the entire story of this entire game so far. This will be another plant. The aftershock is a little too slow. At least they get the trade onto Ali, and now Shannon down. Maybe this is doable. Maybe I spoke too early.
We'll see. They have still got 2 players to fight through. 4 of them are alive. They're going to bait out the peak. In comes the neural theft. Rolex finally falls, and they know where the last is, but he does have the flashpoint. Can swing out. Goes for 1, goes for 2, goes to the kill, but Law is there. It looked a little bit shaky there, but Unlucky does finally go down, and it's a miracle. AVRL, Autocracy, they put a round on the board.
John, I thought Unlucky was about to ace there. I was legitimately looking at those shots. A little bit shaky, like you mentioned, but he got 2 kills, and as he transferred onto the third, I was thinking, if there is one headshot here, he's about to just win this 1v4. He's about to do the most insane clutch that I've seen in a long time in this game. I don't see a lot of clutches in this game, unless the team that gets clutched against are just playing stupidly. But
You've not been watching me play that a lot.
I don't know, maybe. Oh, you didn't have to throw yourself under the bus there, mate. Anyway, Autocracy. Look, you'll give them the 1 here, but now it's about, is this enough to rescue the morale? The 1 in the round, the 1 on the board so far.
It's the opening, right? It's the crack in the door that they can start to try and widen and exploit. But even if they win every round from now on, it's a 9-3 half on defense. Like, that's disastrous, no matter how you frame it.
I'll take that over 11-1. You'll take that over giving Core9 double digits. That's a real tough one. Here we go. Unlucky. Opens up. Rolling Thunder. Oh my goodness. He's just going to allow Godlike to get killed here. I think what happened is maybe Godlike got caught by the Rolling Thunder, staying in the Molotov. And now the plant.
They're going to hold them close. They push in. They're slow to stop the push out of Lampers. Rolex is able to take 1 as well. I think that's another neural theft coming in as Unlucky. Able to take another frag. They spot it out, and actually this time around, Anax wins the sniper duel. They're playing 2 versus 3. And in come the smokes as well. They have a res, so they can bring them back just a little bit stronger. ASDF. Gonna be back into the movie. They do take 1 down. Unlucky gets zoned away. They get another kill, and it might be Autocracy for a second, but Shannon has got the orbital strike. Gala drop it down. Gonna stop them from going for that defuse, but did they get off? They break the wall, and ASDF holds it. It's a second round for Autocracy.
Is it? Oh my god, I think that was down to a split second. It was down to about 1 second. Absolutely clutch. Autocracy. Goodness, that one really got my heart racing, didn't it? Core9. I thought they had that. Shannon, orbital strike. That was going to delay the defuse long enough that the spike was going to explode. What really happened that kind of cost them was the 2 players that died instantly before that. Beautiful wall coming through from Anax to stop the retake coming through from Shannon. Look, he'll use the orbital strike, but then he can't get the kills. He can't get the shots on the members trying to come back on the defuse. If the wall wasn't there or if it was already half broken, that could have been very different. Autocracy is trying to rescue this first half, and they're sinking, but they're just trying to keep their neck above water.
Well, they're bailing out right now. They've got their bucket, and it's got a couple of holes in it, but It's going to hold strong for now as Rolex again loses the sniper duel. They figured him out. And they are just going to get that rest. Easy stuff coming through. The paint shell over the top, actually. I love it. I love that so much.
That's the best. Stay down, Rolex. This is what Autocracy need. They need what I think is the top fragger. I actually don't know that for a fact. It feels like Rolex has been the top fragger, hasn't it? You need to get that guy down. You need to keep him down at this point in time. And it's not just, by the way, the sniper duels. ASDF is the one sniping in that particular spot as well. It was not like it was Annex versus Rolex that we usually see. But now CORENINE is this back to the Haven version of CORENINE where they take about 43 seconds. Leg shot onto Unlucky. That's about as lucky as you can hope for, but Law for 2.
Oh,
damn.
Okay. It's going to get the double kill. That was really well done. They just didn't break the traps. And now CORENINE down to 2 players again. They're both playing towards long. I don't think they spotted it out. They can go for the orb. Not quite up to the showstopper, but another kill will do it. They teleport away.
Oh, there's the other orb.
To deal with. Oh, there we go. That's pretty smart. They managed to claim themselves both orbs. They get the showstopper. Is going to bring it out almost immediately. Goes out wide, but it gets shut down on one. Turns it around, finds one with the showstopper, and there's 3 people to peek him. Will fall it down, and it's the last round of the half, so, you know, why not go for these plays? But 9-3, still great turn up for Autocracy.
Where was this Autocracy earlier on? It took them a while to wake up. I think they were just asleep. Some of them had their monitors off. And I think this is the kind of gameplay so far where, if you remember quite early on, ASDF just looked away from 2 aftershocks and let so many kills get away from it. I think that's been the theme of this entire half so far, where Autocracy just kind of looked away for, what, 9 rounds out of 3, and they finally managed to, sorry, 9 rounds out of 12, they finally managed to bring it back slightly towards the end. It's a long road ahead, though. They got a lot of work to do still.
They have to build up some momentum. They have to try and regain. But if there's one thing we know about CORENINE is that they can let it slip. We saw that towards the latter half of the game we just watched over on Haven.
We even saw it now.
Exactly. I mean,
if you're 9-0, you let it slip if you lose 3.
A little bit.
We'll see if they actually are going to be successful, though, CORENINE, on this very risky push on through. They nearly got awarded a kill there for free. That was a scary, scary moment for Autocracy right there. You can see that for, who is it, ASDF, just kind of poking around the corner. I think he should have died there. The fact that he lives is now just going to give Autocracy the ability to maybe make the decision to go A. I mean, surely ASDF saw a lot of people there.
They are going to get spotted out on the site, and Autocracy on the attack. Find their first opening. They are going to get darted, and they are slow. And they go over towards the A site. They rotate back. They rotate around. One spotted. Rolex catches the flank. ASDF now out of the running. That's a heavy fragger for Autocracy. So in the post plant, they might just struggle a little bit more. 34 seconds. They haven't got the spike down, but it will fall just then. They can go for the rotate. Comes the nade. Actually managed to get one with the aftershock. Oh, he's coming alive in these most recent rounds. Finds 2 with the ghost headshots. And now it's 2 versus 3.
Well, somebody's got to come alive if Autocracy is going to win this one. 2 versus 2. Okay, well, Law's still alive. He actually gets 3 kills here, but unfortunately he'll get taken down. And that does mean... No, he doesn't. No, my bad. I thought he got taken down. He's got 29 HP, which means it's going to be difficult. Goes for this one. It's still tough. Here we go. Can he get the kill? Oh my goodness, it was so tight.
Does he have the time? Ali turns around and somehow wins that trade. He was fully back turned. 9. Steal it. That is so unfortunate. Law was looking so good in that round, but he just fluffs it right at the last moment. Crucially, just as he's about to turn, and they take a heavy punishment for it.
I can't believe that. That should have been a spike explosion for sure, but CORENINE, they get to rescue it back. And now 10-3. Autocracy just wish they could really, you know, get a couple rounds. Losing the pistol, by the way, is potentially the death sentence, because this time CORENINE ain't messing around. There's no risky business here. They've purchased up 5 Spectres, all heavy armor. That's how much they mean business. It's not even light armor. I think going Spectre light armor is the right play, but they're playing super safe here. They want that 11.
They to drop the one-way smoke as well on the A short on the defense. And they're going to drop it back again. Can't even see anything. That is unfortunate. That's a lot of damage. Look at that. They have to burn that heal early for Autocracy. They have to just fall back as well.
That's actually new to me. I didn't even know you could do a one-way smoke. That's a brim smoke as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'll have to learn
drop it
that
on top of the... You can do
okay.
the same with a...
Right, well that actually makes a lot more sense. Silly me, of course. Autocracy now, waiting for the next heal to be available. And I guess it'll just be the self-heal coming through for Anax there. Who's now, after the last round, by the way, slipped down from the top frag position. That belongs to Law now, as expected. 5 players moving over towards B, just the 2 defenders now. Rolex needs to do a lot more than what Law did on that particular site. We've seen some good ciphers being played there, but that last defense wasn't one of them. Sage Cypher, though, is a very good defense, and now you see the teleporter plays coming in.
They are going to go straight through it, but they've already slowed them down. 20 seconds. They need this site take to work. They need this presence to be known, but the breach is going to be going 1 versus 1. The defensive breach will hold strong for now. 10 seconds remain, and they're going to plant inside the smoke. ASDF is going to displace them, but the flank is already in. Godlike finds 1, but they just sweep him up. Last player left standing, it's Law. He can't fluff this one. He's going to be looking for the rest of them. Pushes in behind, spots him out, tries to get the second. Nice trigger discipline, but it was not to be. And it's going to be CORENINE up to 11 rounds.
I think it was great, though. Autocracy, the fact that they got 3 kills there, including a plant, is about as good as you can expect for what was basically Eco versus a very heavy investment coming through from CORENINE. Again, it was 5 Spectres, all into the heavy armor as well. The fact that we have 3 rebuys should not be something that is to be taken lightly here, because it does hurt the economy. CORENINE, 2 Buckies, and a Bulldog. Those are the rebuys now, even 2 Buckies here. I think we are looking at an Autocracy win, at least for this round. If Autocracy somehow managed to fluff this round, they do not deserve to go through into the playoffs. I'm going to say it right now.
Well, they got their work cut out for them. They have got the advantage. There's that one way. You sit down on the little smaller, the lower platform, and you can see underneath it. You can see a couple ankles. See if you can break them. But into the bathrooms, Autocracy go.
It's a bit of an image, John. Breaking some ankles.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's like in, what is it, American football, the ankle breaker?
Oh, jeez.
That's basketball, isn't it? That's basketball.
I don't know.
Look, I do esports, not sports.
I can tell. No, I'm joking.
No, fair enough.
CORENINE.
You probably could.
CORENINE, look, they don't have a lot to work with here. You can see the aggressive angles being played here. The 2 Bucky members, Rolex and Unlucky. And Unlucky's actually, yeah, he's looking for the swing out from U-Hauls when appropriate. He's looking to catch a couple members, either trying to push him in U-Hauls, or he'll swing onto members, making the crossover to the safe plant. But the reason I think Autocracy need to take this is they have all the guns. Here we go. They're going to go in now. A lot of members just running into the fire. What are you doing? I don't think that should be the way to play, and Law dies with the spike that needs to be recovered now.
Unlucky has managed to... Oh, he thought he was up on the wall there, but no, he drops back down. That might have given a step. So they might have been clued in there, but I don't think they have. Still playing up close, but the Bucky will not have an effect from behind the wall. They need to try and break that one down. 3 players.
Oh, that's the worst. You want to push through, but the wall's in the way. Surely you get something here. Unlucky confirms it on Defosu, and that's nice. He'll get a Vandal for his trouble. And now a couple more members alive. The Witcher on to Godlike. Can this be done? Autocracy have 1 left. It's a 1 versus 1, and he's got it. Anax, of course. He's been the player so far. If Law can't do it, then Anax surely will, and Autocracy stay into this one.
Far too close for comfort. Autocracy said if they couldn't do it, they didn't deserve to go through. Well, they did it, but at what cost? They lost 4 guns, and their economy, again, super weak. They're going to have a Bulldog into this round. Actually, they downgraded to a Spectre on one of their players, and they're just going to try and spread that around, but you can see their money really lacking. Shannon back onto the Bucky. And they are going to try and hold close with 2 shorties as well.
So you notice that because CORENINE actually forced sport in the last round, they have forced now Eco. This is where Autocracy start catching up. Do they catch up enough to really delay the win here for CORENINE? That's the big question. ASDF doesn't connect onto any kills. Maybe he should have used that one in towards the U-Hauls, where Unlucky now will respond. Goodness, though, doesn't get the kill.
Huge find for the Rolling Thunder, though. It's going to find at least 2, and that stops the plant as well. The Spike now firmly in control of the defense. Now going to pick it up, try and jump around the corner, but the shorty, no! It works out for Ali, and he comes away with a Spectre. They're going to find another one with that Bucky, Core9. The shotgun masters here. They have got that Molotov as well. Drop it down on top of the spike. And the Buckies come on through. They couldn't do it last time around. But I said it was value for money, and they certainly got the value there from those.
God. That's a major facepalm from me. Core9 actually eco that. That was a worse situation than what we just saw. Autocracy had full guns versus a Force Spy. This time around, they had pretty much full guns minus one Spectre versus an eco. I expect that Autocracy in that last round have an even more favored victory than what they got previous to that, and now they have the Force Spy themselves. It's 3 sheriffs, 1 rifle, 1 SMG. Rolex now coming through with the operator. Instant connection onto one, and he'll get the cross as well.
We know how strong this guy is on the operator. He's running away from the Doom bot, and actually, oh, that was unfortunate. Whiffs the cage, but he can use it in a different way. That's a different way to what he was thinking. Ali connects the final spray. Law should have been able to get the better of him there, as he did miss it just a little bit, but now the one-way comes out, and they can hold it close. They scout out along A long, and this might be it. This might be the final round here for Autocracy. They started off well, but Core9, they know bind at the back of their hand. 2 players stacking up towards A short. Unlucky holding close. Looks like they do want to push forwards. They are going to spot out one. Turns the corner. ASDF wins it out. Bozu gets another as well. And they have the opening, AVRL. Will they be able to finish it?
They have the opening on both sides as well. They win a short and they also win showers. That's about as good as you could ever expect. Rolex even walks into a trap wire, so now his position has been confirmed. Autocracy, this is about as good as you can hope for. It's been a 3 versus 3. They really rescued it. Oh, is this going to be a contact? They know someone's there. That's actually going to be them just running completely past the defensive side for Rolex. And now a plant onto B. Autocracy have done this through very smart plays.
Got the visual onto the Raze. She needs to get into cover before she can remove that dart, and that's going to allow the defense to come back in now. 1 player and long dealt with. Rolex goes down at range with the Spectre. Now they need to retake 2. Not too sure you wanted to do that. That was a full rotate as Fosu actually getting in behind. Interesting strategy there. But 1 goes down for Autocracy to be able to continue this post-plant. Shannon, though, will push up close, is on site. I don't know if they figure this one out, but the player from window will spot him down. You can't be losing those kills, and Fosu will finally land the headshot. But is it too little?
At this point in time, I think Autocracy lose, but that was an impressive round. I give that one to them. No matter what happens now for the rest of this game, for that 1 round alone, Autocracy kind of make up for the blunder of the last one. That should not have been a round that they could win. Core9 saw the victory in their sights. It was guns versus an eco. 5 versus 3, and somehow Core9 lose it. And again, smart plays coming through. 2 major kills, by the way. 1 over towards short onto Unlucky. Another over towards showers onto another player whose name I can't remember. At this stage of the game, it doesn't matter. Autocracy are in a position where they have guns versus guns. It's certainly not over. It doesn't get any easier, but they're still in the game.
One-way smokes haven't really been used to great advantage here. You could see they're not being peeked from the left-hand side of short, which means that they've kind of figured out exactly what that position is there to do. And as soon as that smoke fades, that's when you can start to cross. But they're not giving them the duels this time around. They're not giving them the opportunity to get those picks that allowed them in the last round.
Annex is the guy, right? He's been a player to really look out for the Autocracy side. And even in the first game, we noted he was a bit of a standout player. Core9, though, ever so close to getting that one. I think we were in this position versus Sting, but Sting really made things interesting. Here we go. Do we get anything out of this? So the Rolling Thunder caught a couple, or maybe just the 1 member, but no kills yet.
Ali managed to lob a long nade there as well. The paint shell stopping 1, and they have to res it. They're going to rotate, but this is the time for Cypher to shine a collateral. 2 kills for Core9, and that might have just sealed the deal. Rolex is able to turn it around, but ASDF is already onto the back of B site, has the showstopper. And I don't think they even told him he was in the back alley. Where was the comms? ASDF turns it around, and they've just unsealed that letter. It is busted wide open. The spike goes all the way to B.
Core9 have 3 alive. It is a 3 versus 3. ASDF on 44 HP. Spike has not been planted until now. Core9 have opportunity. They still have utils. Law. Does he get an opportunity to maybe get a neural theft here? I think that would be a huge deal. Just even confirming that all 3 members are coming through from the back of site. Unlucky now. Fault line to come on through. Spike is still ticking down. 2 members into elbow, but the most important one has to be Autocracy's Brimstone over here into Long.
Oh, he's got 1, he's got 2. The headshots are beautiful. There's the neural theft as well. They're going to find out where the Raze is playing. She's in the tube. She doesn't check behind, and ASDF cleans it up. The triple kill. The Raze playing secret agent in the back of B, able to keep Autocracy alive.
CORENINE, they've gone onto a run here. It's a racetrack, but right towards the end, the last 100 meters, they are huffing and puffing, my man. They are just having to take a couple of breaks here, catch their breath, and that is exemplified in the fact that there will even be an eco coming through. Look, do they have the rounds to play with this for sure? Do they have the buffer here? They got the fat to chew off, but Autocracy are going to make every single round count. They have this in the bag for sure. It will be 7-12, but they still got a lot of rounds to go.
Anax will be first face. If there's a guy you want to be getting on the spray downs, it's going to be him. 3 kills found before they trade. And it's a nice turn up. The teleport coming down as well. And they swing out wide. Godlike cleans it up. It was versus an eco. They only got 1. They didn't deny that much economy. So CORENINE have to continue on the gun round.
I think you'll take that one. The 1 death is going to be, you know, something they can maybe forget about moving forward here. It wasn't that impactful. Anax is in a stage where he still rebuys. He's even now 5 out of 7 in terms of going towards his next resurrection. Still a lot of money on the side of Autocracy. Where is this second win come from, John? Because I'm looking at the score right now. It was 9-3 coming in, and now they've actually turned things around 4-3. If we just look at this half, technically Autocracy is ahead this half.
They have been stepping it up, certainly. And we were talking about how CORENINE can sometimes let it slip. Well, this is exactly the situation that they feared most. They were on a 12-3 scoreline, I believe. And then... Or not, maybe not 12-3, I think it was 12-4. And they just let it slip from there. But now, CORENINE have the guns. They're not facing. They're playing smart. They just need to not die and not give any ground.
Look at this, alley down early. That's going to be 1 player in showers. Gone is the rest of CORENINE. Look at this as well. Unlucky down. 2 members trying to come back through the rotation, but the 5 from Autocracy looking strong. Orbital strike available for the post plant.
ASDF really keeping them alive right now, getting the entries time and time again for Autocracy. And they're just allowed to get this plant. This is
saving.
CORENINE though. They are just saving. They want to reset. They want to take this time, you know, figure out what they're doing. It feels like at the moment there is one thing that they need to deal with, and that is ASDF. Nobody else has managed to get the entries like he has.
This is the slowest countdown in the world of CORENINE. We're just waiting for 1 more, and Autocracy are climbing slowly. It's 7, it will be 8. And it's 5 members alive. And this is going to be extremely good for the economy here. Autocracy don't lose a single gun. Now, repurchase, I think if you're really confident here as Autocracy, you go on the hunt. You can see they're already looking around. No one's at Fountain, no one's at A-Ramp. Certainly no one was towards Market. They're trying to collapse here. There's 3 members over towards B, and the collapse could happen. ASDF punished.
They aren't going to be able to get too much more than that. No one else can spawn, and actually they're going to be able to drop that one down, get another kill. So the economy damaged a little bit for Autocracy, but it's so strong right now. They're just going to blow that up and not even bear thinking about. You can see 2 players will be back on max cash next round. They'll be plenty happy with that, and it should be absolutely fine for them to continue. But now it's a gun round for CORENINE. Double ops being bought. And how are they going to deal with ASDF?
It was absolutely worth, by the way. I think Autocracy make the play, even if they lose the 2 members, just because they can easily rebuy into the situation. So, it doesn't matter that they lose a couple guys there. 8-12. 4 in a row now. We know he can get a lot of rounds in a row. That's certainly possible. Elliot certainly took his time to get rid of that camera and won't get himself out of harm's way of the orbital strike as well. And I don't really agree with that being used by Autocracy because you want to save it for a post-plant scenario. That is Brimstone's biggest strength in attacking phases.
What they've changed up here for CORENINE, they've moved Cypher towards that A site. They're trying to stop the speed at which Raze can get on. They want to get that info. And it seems like they are going to swap it the Raze for the Cypher as they move it on over. I would say this is a wise decision. Looks like they're stacking up for a teleport play, maybe.
Yeah, and Rolex is watching the teleporter, so this is perfect, actually, for CORENINE. If they push through onto B, well, there's 2 players playing pretty safe there. You can buy time for the rotations. If they go for the teleporter, I'm expecting Rolex to absolutely frag here. If he just gets the 1 and gets out alive, that is player advantage for his team. There's no resurrection available for Anax, and I believe he's maybe just a couple away from that one, unless he used it just recently. Yeah, he might just be 1 or 2 ticks off. which means he probably shouldn't die here. If he dies here, I'll be upset.
I think he'll be upset too, but unlucky gets opened up towards the A site, and that might prompt some rotates. They had two choices, go in or go out. Decided instead they're not going to go through the teleporter. A leg found for ASDF. In comes the showstopper. That's going to get the kill. The spike didn't get planted, but it will get done now. Rotate can come through. 4 players alive. A massive flank coming out, and it might just be a little bit slow for CORENINE to come back in.
Waiting for patience, so Rolex is on the flank, and he's going to be one person that can really get some decent angles. Working his way through. Ali is going to get taken down by Foster, and now AUTOCRACY in position to get one more on the board. 9-12, wouldn't that be great for them? CORENINE have the ability to resurrect, but they need to find a body. If Rolex is gone, he's out of here. He doesn't want to compete, and neither does the Witcher. That is indeed 9 on the board.
Oh, this is slipping away from CORENINE faster than they can pull it back. It's unfortunate, but they're just losing these opening picks. They're getting entried time and time again. It's over on the A site. That was where they entried, and they ended up going B. A fast rotate coming out, and AUTOCRACY are finding these openings. They're coming alive.
At the 11th outlet, nonetheless. How disappointing would it be if AUTOCRACY can actually bring this to double digits and then CORENINE still get the 13 anyway? Look, they'll have no one to blame but themselves, but this last bit of second win from them, we'll see how deep their breath is indeed. I think CORENINE, they just need to capitalize onto one good round. Sometimes it can take a while to get there, but the score difference was so huge. You were right, it was 12-4, which means AUTOCRACY at this stage, 5 in a row. It's been phenomenal. But that's the first sign of weakness. Fosu down.
They're able to get the shot. Finally, Rolex makes it happen. They are no longer afraid. Dueling Doombots. Actually, damage found. A little bit, though. Just a tickle. Swings out wide behind the cover of the paint shell. And that's more damage found. They're going to have to invest the heal there, potentially. And get one of them back to full. I think they used it earlier on the Sage. So I'm just going to leave ASDF low HP. And if there's one guy you want on full to go for those entries, it's ASDF. I don't think they have the res potential here because they're playing out.
Yeah, so what they need to do here is steal the ultimate orb away, play for that, and then they'll have the res available. They'll play for the teleporter as well. I actually thought they were. The reason I thought they were playing for the teleporter is because they had a player watching that exit. And now with ASDF down, okay, well, they have to go for res, don't they? They'll go for the easy option. And as that happens, Godlike can move away from the body that he was camping. They have to make a decision now, call to get past CORENINE. Because at this stage in the game, we're no longer seeing what happened earlier, John, where AUTOCRACY got lots of opening kills. They've lost 2 and rezzed 1.
And they've used that showstopper as well. CORENINE's knees might be weak, their palms are sweaty, but there's no vomit in sight on their sweater already. They're going to go up and get the frags from Rolex, playing at the back of A site. They need to push in, try and trade. Annex gets 1. They have the wall up, but only a 10-second time frame to plant this spike. They will look to get it down, but the Molotov is going to sink away that rotate, forcing Law back in, and they trade it. ASDF, man of the hour, finds 2 as well. Now 2 players left standing for CORENINE. They had such an advantage, but it's slipping away from them again. They're going to push in. They're going to try and turn the corner. They have the sliver. They have the advantage. There is one in showers, but they figured it out. Ali. ASDF finds the 3rd, and it's just the Witcher left to try and keep them alive here. It's disaster striking again for CORENINE. They had everything. They had all the cards in their hand, but it's getting away from them once more, and they allow AUTOCRACY to 10 rounds on the board.
And let me be clear. If that duel is won into showers, if Ali actually gets the kill on the ASDF and the Witcher can't even hold on to the Bulldog, that's going to be all 5 kills confirmed. The Witcher would have been able to go for the resurrection, make that one a 3v3 scenario, and that's winnable for CORENINE. And I think that was a round that overall was winnable for CORENINE. Again, they started off with 2 kills. One was res back in. AUTOCRACY took a long time to try and get the res, to make a play anywhere. They were able to get the spike plant with only about 8 seconds remaining, and still CORENINE were not able to confirm the round. Huge plays by ASDF. He collected so many kills, and understandably is the kill leader on the board.
The story of this half is the weakness of A site coming out from CORENINE. They're getting pushed there so many times, and they just can't hold on to it. They need to figure it out, and they need to figure it out now because it's do or die at this stage for them.
Autocracy have come out of nowhere. You could watch these two halves, by the way, completely separate of each other, and it would just seem like two separate games. There we go. Push coming through. Law connects onto the Witcher, but alley for ASDF. It's even numbers until Annex gets into action. Rolling Thunder as well to stop the plant.
They are going to be able to stop it, but the wall is there. I thought that was an enemy, but I was like, okay, no, he's not shooting. It must not be. In comes the orbital strike, nearly claiming godlike, but he's gonna slip away. Core9 have slowed this one down. 56 seconds now left on the clock, and the spike is just gonna teleport all the way over to B. They will be aware of this. The camera was there. They'll spot it out. They'll hear everything.
Oh,
and they're just gonna loop. Oh dear, Fosu's holding it down, and they've given them the slip. It's huge, and they are going to go back to play.
That was all Fosu, by the way. He was looking for players trying to cross over to make the rotation onto B, finds one of them, says, hey, A is actually open, come all the way back, and then we'll get the plant now. And Rolex, he has to try and find something here. He need to get a couple of kills to at least make it a 2 versus 2. Neural Theft would be great, but needs to find a body as well. Shannon has no orbital strike, one smoke available, picks up a gun. They need to go in, they need to find the kills, they can't be too patient.
They might just want to save here, to be honest. It might be smart. They know that they don't have the abilities, they don't have the util to go for the retake, but they're going to give some kills away there and actually allow the Cypher to escape. The Molotov is in. No, they decide not to use it, to keep it instead. He's going to peek into it, peek out wide, gets one, goes for the trade. They're able to shut down 2. And that's a pretty decent hit, but Autocracy, they're going to be able to buy up into the next round anyway. Core9, however, they save the guns, and crucially, they save that operator on Rolex.
Respect the frugalness coming up from Shannon as well. He understands it's the $300 incendiary. Don't want to be giving away those for free when the rest of your team are looking pretty skint at this stage in the game. So the decision to save, like you mentioned, is the disciplined decision to come through. But it's been 7 rounds in a row now. We're starting to really see the duality of this game so far. 9-3 for Core9. 9 in a row. It was 9-0. Autocracy have brought 7 rounds in a row back on their side. 11-12. Did you think we could even see the scoreline? I couldn't. And now Autocracy, I think they can do it. One more, we'd be 12-12. We'd be going to the overtime.
Well, what a way to close out the lower bracket, eh? This is for the tournament life to progress to the playoffs. If Core9 can put a stop to it, this will see them through. But if not, they have to fight through one more. They'll have another chance on the defense. They might have thought they wanted to be on the offense there. Rolex gets fault-lined, gets dazed, but they'll just be able to fall back. This is passive positioning from Core9. They are afraid right now.
I mean, if they can have the ability to turn things around, obviously Resurrection is in the pocket right now. Autocracy just taking their time to decide where they want to strike. They've confirmed nothing was Showers, by the way, and they're going to give up all pressure towards Showers. This is going to be a major sack towards B now. I think if you're Code9 at this stage in the game, you have to start suspecting nothing's happening towards A. Is this just a slow play from Autocracy, or have they completely rotated?
They will just be starting off slow, but they're pretty much committed. If they hear those teleports come through, they'll know, but at the moment, it's Rolex. Know it yet, but this is his time. We'll find one. First face will go well for him.
Oh my God.
Wait to peek out wide. Second, plant a headshot. It's decimation. He is going to start to pop off just a little bit. He gets another Shannon. The backup he needed as well. One push down close. He's not going to be able to get the spray. 13 seconds left. He does not have the spike in their control, but it's Anax to try and keep it alive, but it cannot be done. Core9, they let it go so far, but they finally were able to put their foot down, progress to the playoffs, and they escape from Group A.